Well, hello everybody. Today I'm going to discuss a little bit about DTF printing and kind of introduce a product that's already been out there on my website, but kind of show you a little bit more about it here. I worked up an image for a t-shirt, and what I'm going to do is print it out. Well, I originally, I guess, started out with a DTF printer, and basically did t-shirts. Now, I had bought a sublimation printer, and my daughter always wanted one, my daughter-in-law, and I gave it to her, and I saw what it could do. And so after using the DTF printer for a little while, I don't believe I've ever sold a t-shirt. Never even ever sold a t-shirt. So I kind of got out of that business, but I still have to maintain the printer. And what I'm going to tell you here is, unless you're selling a bunch of t-shirts, or you are selling your I don't want to call them decals, but your images, your DTF images, and you're needing to print out quite a bit every day, I would not recommend you buying this. This is for everyday use, and if you don't use it every day, all the ink will dry up on you, clog up, and it won't work right. This printer is the biggest pain in the ass. Now, this is an Epson L1800, and a lot of your other printers out there with different names on them, the internals are the Epson L1800 DTF printer. It's a popular printer. I bought this one off of Amazon, and I bought it from a dealer who's located in China. Now, there's nothing wrong with the product. It's just like all the other products. It's the thing that I made a mistake for by buying it from a dealer not based here in the United States is that the technical support is virtually non-existent. Now, I'm a pretty tech-savvy dude. I spent quite a few years of my life in the electronic repair industry, and part of that was repairing printers. So I've managed to keep it going and going, but it has not been easy. I've had to watch lots of YouTube videos. I've had just numerous of accounts of things, even getting parts. I can't even go to the dealer that I bought this from to get replacement parts. I have to go on the open market. So giving you that information there, if you're not going to go full time into this thing to where you, and even, you maybe if you go on I guess Scentsy website or something like that, then and you get established where you can sell the decals, and I know there are people out there that do that, and they seem to sell quite a bit. And for some reason, I'm staying away from. I've already got a website, but the problem with my own website is that people don't go there. Unless they're okay. Scentsy, Amazon, those kind of websites, people go there, and when they go there, they're ready to spend money. The Royal River Rat, they haven't heard of it. It's not known for a place to go buy things, and so if they go there, they're just going to go look, and they may not be ready to buy, and they may not come back to buy when you're ready to buy. So you're going to have to go with one of those is what I'm driving at to sell these images, these DTF images. But what I have to do to maintain this printer is I have to print, I don't know, maybe at least three of these images every day, so the ink doesn't dry up in it. And let me tell you, when the ink dries up into it, it is not fun. I've experienced that, but what we've got here is I got a couple of these images. These are 8x8 right here. They're both the same thing. And when you cut them down, they look like that. There. And then you use a heat press. I don't know if you can see that to press it onto your shirt. You can press this on cotton to where sublimation doesn't take the cotton, and it also doesn't take to things that already have color. So it's basically white with sublimation. And what happens if you tried to use a color in there, it may set the color of your image that you're trying to stamp onto it a bit different. So they only recommend white, and other than that, there's really no drawings. Yeah, I would like to put them on cotton t-shirts, but so the material that you use for sublimation can't be cotton, and it can't have color. Now, the quality of the image and the long lasting of the image that you put on there, I would say that's probably worth going sublimation. And plus, I've had little trouble with my sublimation printer. And I probably shouldn't say that. You know, I probably got to knock on wood. If I have any wood in here, I don't know if anything in here is real wood, but I'll knock on all of it. Got some over here. I'll knock on over here because I want to be sure I knock on wood. Oh, yeah, I'm superstitious. So what I did is I cut these down on my cutter. I get them like this, so they're ready to stick on. If I get an order for this decal on a t-shirt, I keep my t-shirts right here. And I don't want to put it on the shirt until someone orders a shirt, because I've got lots of shirts with decals already on them. And it was an early thing that I learned early on that it's better to make one of each product, and again, that brings up a whole nother. Ooh, that's looking good. That brings up a whole nother thing. When I first started, I was paying someone else to make the t-shirts for me, and I was making one of every size, and you know, I basically, it was about 20-something t-shirts to have all your sizes covered that you'd sell. And the problem with doing that, if people don't like the image, they won't buy it. So I highly recommend to get in this, you're going to have to buy a printer. You're just going to have to decide whether you want to go DTF or sublimation. And now, what I'm fixing to do here is that I'm going to let you guys know that if you have your own images and you want to put these on your own shirt, what I can do is I'll put 3 of these images onto it's roughly 30-inch sheet of this DTF film, and this is 13-inch wide. So I'll put 3 images on, and I'll sell that little roll for $10. And you'll have to have your own heat press to put the image on your shirt. Now I will sell the shirt, but I think people are always trying to save money, and you know, let's say you got your own Facebook page, and you got your own logo, and you want to, you want to be able to have some of these decals on hand and press t-shirts out as they're being ordered, but you don't want to necessarily invest into a DTF printer that this one here is not even nowhere near high. It's probably upper low end, $3,000. And you start getting into the better DTF printers, you're looking at $5,000. Sublimation, and I've got the upper end, and it was only like $1,800. And you can get a good, basically the same printer I have, but it's just smaller and doesn't print as large pieces of paper. And trust me, you're going to need larger ones if you're going to do a versatile of different things. So, but if you get the smaller printer, it's like $600. But so if you're going to do this kind of stuff, you'll probably end up needing to get one of those printers in the end. But to test the market, you could order the sublimation image transfers or the DTF image transfers, and then just see if you got a market. I've always promoted coming up with your own image and letting me print it out. But I do offer several of my own images. If you wanted to have those, you can. This one here is kind of a collage of different things: the tree, the gnome, the reef, the Christmas stockings, and I added that in there. There's my river rat, and I ordered the hat. That hat's one of the ones I sell. I added the binoculars because that's kind of what I do, and this is where I like to go, the Laguna Atascosa Wildlife Management Area. But what I'm driving at here is that you're going to have your own wants and needs for images, because you're going to have your own thing, your own theme, I should say, in that theme, your own theme of what you want to do. So what I'm doing now is I'm printing in some new DTF images, and there happen to be the Christmas ones. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to let these print out, and then I'm going to put the powder on back, then cook it, let it cool down, and then cut them out, and we'll come right back on that. Well, we got these with the adhesive on back, and so I'll trim them up out there. This DTF film is a little bit different cutting than the sublimation paper. Sublimation paper is fairly easy to cut as far as the blade actually cutting the film, but the DTF paper also, you can see through it, or the film, you can see through it, so it's easier to line up, but the cut's not always as clean on that. But then again, since it's see-through, you can still line it up on the shirt pretty easily, where your sublimation is not see-through, so you need to have that cut pretty accurate on most things, especially when you start doing coasters and mugs and you start complicating the image, it may not line up right, and you see it, and you know your customers are going to see it. So there we go. These smaller edges are harder to cut because I don't know why. I mean, I have noticed that they are harder to cut with this DTS film because it's like this blade's not sharp enough to do it. But I pull it over, I kind of push it over till it's tight. And even at that, it doesn't do the clear job. And if you try to cut it holding it like this, when it kind of tears like that, it pulls the ink off, so you really need to have it face down. All right. Here's the other one right here. And I don't know, if you look back in the film, yesterday's the Merry Christmas was not, it was backwards because I forgot to mirror the image before I pushed it out there, so I had to redo them today. What's really bad is when you don't recognize that until you put it on the shirt. That's when you really screwed up. And you really can't do any. A friend of mine recommended me to have damaged merchandise sell, but I don't think that would qualify. I don't think anybody would want to buy it. It may qualify as damaged merchandise, but I know I sure wouldn't pay for it. Qualifies for the trash can. But I can't throw it away either. It's painful. I donate them to those clothing boxes. Not that I've done a whole lot of them. I've only done it once, but I have done these a couple of times. He heard that one. I just knew it was going to do that too from the get-go. All right. We got two. I'm going to throw this one away. The white ink on the first one usually leaves this kind of area. So then the second two, everything has worked itself out. But I'm telling you, these printers need a lot of frickin' maintenance. And if you don't live in an area that has a service center, don't buy it. Unless you bought one from somebody that's willing to, where you can ship it back to them for free. But basically, here how this warranty reads. Once you put ink in the machine, the warranty's over. So you don't get that with the sublimation printer, at least the Sawgrass one. But this one here, they clearly say once you ink the machine, the warranty is over. You can't use the machine unless you put ink in it. So I'm just telling you again, the investment in this printer and the amount of maintenance you have to do, it's just not worth buying. And I really didn't want to start to slam the printer. It's more of an advice from somebody who thought it'd be a good idea and has learned. For me, it hasn't been because this isn't my real pursuit to make t-shirts. The idea of this was to be able to put my photography on a shirt and be able to sell it and make money that way. All my photography is wildlife, and I shouldn't say all of it, but that's my main interest. And you know what? They don't pay for their pictures. People like them, but not everybody has the disposable income to just buy it or spend it on a picture. You know, so my idea was to combine it with other products, and that's why I'm here today. Kind of more into the video and the picture taking. But to pay the bill, I knew that I would need to add to that. Yeah. Just takes a while, I guess, to get to a point where your videos be enough. I'm worried about those days are over, because the rules have changed on YouTube too. They offer a deal that they can put your videos in front of the people who will enjoy them for a price. They used to not do that. And you know, if they can do that, what they're going to do is they're going to hold your videos ransom until you pay them, so your videos aren't going to get out. And I'm starting to hear the people that have over 100,000 subscribers say on their videos that they're not getting the views like they used to. To the point where they're actually having to supplement their income with other types of work. So I'll put these in the filing cabinet, and you know, the wife and I are going to a Christmas party. So what I might do is make us a couple of t-shirts, and we'll wear those to the Christmas party. But I just kind of wanted to show you that you now can get the DTF images ready to go on the t-shirts. You can send me your image that you want on there. You can tell me the size that you want it to be. But keep in mind, if your picture that you send me is not an 8x8, but a 16x9 or 9x16, and you want an 8x8, there's going to be some changes to the picture to get it to fit into the size t-shirt image decal you want. So keep that in mind. I'll work with you on it. and I will, actually change it, let you approve it, before we move forward with it, because I have to do that with other customers besides just the t-shirts. There's, whatever you're gonna get it on, I say, hey, you want this image? Well, the image that they have is taken from their cell phone, which is 9:16, which, I can make it work, but the picture's gonna change some to get it to fit where it does, and it usually still looks pretty good, but I just want you to understand that before we get to that path. I don't want you mad with me. You guys have a good day, and we'll talk to you on the next one.